friends that have joined today. So welcome everybody, and let's hope we have a good webinar ahead, and an introduction to Nicole. So welcome to Nicole, and we're really happy to have you as part of the webinar today. She is further away than normal, and she's all the way in the Netherlands. So welcome, Nicole, and over to you.
Good day, everyone. I'm happy to be with you all today from a hot, humid Netherlands, as Wendell has said. Thank you for joining us today. But before we kick off, please join me in wishing Wendell a very, very happy birthday. We hope you have a lovely day and happy that you'll be spending some of it with us. So back to you, Wendell.
Thanks, Nicole. And we also have another Oxfam person that's helping us out today. So Nick will be helping us with our technical support. So over to you, Nick.
Thank you very much, Wendell. For those regular folk who have been attending these webinars, you will come to recognize and hate my voice when I give my tech monotone every time. So good day all, my name is Nick, and I've been supplying basic tech support for this webinar series. Please bear in mind that as attendees, you are currently muted. The organizers and presenter have the ability to share their screen with the attendees. When this happens, the white window that is currently displaying the webinar's name, or at this point I believe it is showing me, yes, that will change to show the presenter's screen. In this way, the presenter will share their presentation. For the attendees, you will have a toolbar on the top right-hand side of your screen. With this toolbar, you can access two important things. The first is the raise hand button. This is generally used when you're taking verbal questions. If during the allocated question time the presenter allows verbal questions, select this button and it will highlight you to the facilitator and organizers. The second is the option to type in a question that will be seen by the presenter and organizers. Due to potential mic problems amongst attendees, we usually default to written questions. In this scenario, I will transfer any of your questions to a Word document that can be seen by all participants via the share screen function. Please feel free to send through written questions during the presentation. I shall keep track of them and display them during the question period. Thank you, and over to you, Nicole.
Thank you, Nick. So yes, as Wendell has mentioned, today we are looking at Instagram and LinkedIn. So we'll be doing quite a bit of work today, so I hope you all tuned in and ready to kick off. So we're looking at Instagram first, and specifically, what is Instagram, the value of Instagram for us as NGOs. And then we'll be looking at what is LinkedIn, how you can use LinkedIn for your organization, and we'll look at some cool tips and features on LinkedIn. So what is Instagram? Well, Instagram, for many of us, we may have heard of it or seen it or are actually already using Instagram, but most likely in our individual capacity. Today, we look at why Instagram can be used as a tool for communication within our organization and how we can integrate it into our digital campaigning efforts. So, Instagram is an online mobile photo sharing, video sharing, and social networking service that enables its users to take pictures and videos and share them on a variety of social networking platforms such as Facebook, Twitter, Tumblr, and Flickr. So many of us may have seen people sharing images on LinkedIn, sharing images on Instagram, and sharing it onto their various other platforms. That's what's also so great about Instagram, is that it is linked with your various other social media platforms. It is about real time. It is about being in the now. It is also about taking your people with you. So whoever is following you on Instagram is going with you. Why Instagram for us? Instagram engages audiences better than any other social media platform. So what I'm about to share with you now might be a little bit detailed for us, but it's important information to note, and you'll see why later on. According to research by Forrester, Instagram photos get 58 times more engagement than Facebook posts and 120 times more engagement than tweets. The reason for this is that there is simply less content on Instagram than there is on other platforms, meaning it has less competition for users' attention. Yet the audience is nonetheless massive, 200 million monthly active users and growing. Plus, because Instagram only deals in photos, it is easier and faster for users to browse large volumes of content, meaning they ultimately see more of what is on the site than users of Facebook and Twitter do. So just to give you an idea of what Instagram looks like on a desktop and why this is so interesting, it's you're just seeing images, images, images. This is my personal Instagram, so of course you're going to see a whole bunch of selfies, um, but and yes, selfies. So it's about just scrolling through endless amounts of content, endless amounts of images. So what is Instagram? It is a highly engaged community. Instagram users love to create new content. The community of Instagrammers globally like and comment even more frequently than they upload content. The community is also generally positive and friendly with comments. So if we look at my Instagram right now, you literally would just be scrolling through something and wow, okay, a lady with a little daughter. Ah, sweet. I like this picture, and I would click like. So for many people, this is exactly what they would be spending their time doing on Instagram, literally scrolling through this endless amounts of images and spotting something that's of interest to them and liking it. And if they're really interested in it, will actually add a comment. Instagram is all about taking people with you. It's great for showing a moment or a snapshot. So it's great. Instagram accounts take their followers with them. So you're on the road, behind the scenes, and giving people sneak peeks into new products or events. Instagram is mobile. Mobile is at the core of Instagram. You can only create an Instagram post on your phone. Unfortunately, not on your desktop. Instagram desktop is not as user friendly as the Instagram mobile app. It's made to be mobile so that you take people with you every day. So as you can see on my Instagram over here, it's not very user friendly as mentioned. There's no way that I can actually, there's nothing more than what you see on the screen. So there's no way that I can actually also upload a photo from my photo gallery. However, you can do a search, which we'll do in a little while. So who is on Instagram? Instagram is home to a thriving community of engaged, content-craving users, with 70 million new photos uploaded a day and 200 million users added a day. Instagram is owned by Facebook and is the largest social network in the United States. With more than half its users outside the United States, Instagram is well positioned to become more broadly used worldwide. The predominant age group of users is 18 to 29. At the time, at the time that this research was conducted, the Instagram tool set was limited primarily to sharing photos or 15-second videos, adding text-based captions and liking photos. The simplicity of the app is part of its appeal. So how do we use Instagram? For those of you who are on Instagram, this is generally what you would see. You would have a profile page. And before I continue, as Instagram is a mobile app, I'm unable to actually show you all of these screens other than showing you screenshots of them. So bear with me as I do this presentation. So yes, we would have the profile screen, the profile page, the notifications page, your explore page, explore and discover, where you can search for new users and hashtags. Yes, hashtags, same as Twitter, same principles apply, but we'll get into that in a little while. And then the amazing array of filters that you can use to upload a photo. So how can you build the perfect Instagram profile? For us as an organization, we want to obviously portray ourselves in the best light, portray ourselves as a credible organization. So we would have to complete all of this information when we register. Registering can be done by using your Facebook profile. So if you've created your Facebook profile for your organization, you can literally connect your Facebook profile with your Instagram profile. So when you register, it will ask you, would you like to log in using your Facebook profile? What it will then do is even go as far as to import all of your Facebook contacts who are already using Instagram, and you can then just follow them by simply clicking follow. So starting with a profile picture. So here you would most likely use your organization's logo. Then you would create a username for your organization, which would most likely be your organization name. Then you would complete your profile. So for John, here's to the crazy ones. So here you can put in your organization's vision or mission, and it is very, very important that you add your organization's URL or website address in your biography over here. This is important because Instagram does not allow you to add links when you've posted an image. This is a very important fact to note. You cannot use a URL when you are posting an image. So always use your organization's URL in your biography up here. Then you will have your notifications page. So here, allow your photos to be found. So anyone and everyone that is following you will see your images that you've posted. And anyone that has liked your image will appear in your notifications page. So they would, Len P over there liked your photo. Scrug liked your photo. Joy Vincent started following you. This is your notifications page. Then just to go back to your profile, you want to ensure you have your organization's branding on this page as well. And that is by simply your URL and your logo, your organization logo. If you've uploaded an image, be sure to reply to people and if they have commented on an image. So over here, someone has said, really love the side of San Francisco, absolutely beautiful. If people are commenting on your image on Instagram, be sure to respond to them. This shows them that you are interested. It shows them that you are actually engaging with them. Yes, it's in the immediate. It is about now. It is about right now, but you are also there right now. So be sure to engage. Then use hashtags. Hashtag, hashtag, hashtag. We spoke about this on Twitter when we done the presentation on Twitter. It's about claiming your hashtag. If it's specific, if you are having a specific campaign on a specific day around a specific topic, create a hashtag and ask your followers, ask your attendees to use the hashtag if they are uploading images on Instagram, and use the same hashtag. And what will happen then is if people search for hashtag whatever you've used, all of the images tagged with that hashtag will appear in the Discover and Explore page. When you upload an image, you have amazing filters that make your pictures look all the more professional. Avoid going overkill on the amount of filters that you use and the amount of edits that you make on your image, because you also still want to appear human and not as if you're on the cover of a Vogue magazine. So you also have the following icons on your Instagram, excuse me. All these platforms are becoming a bit too much for me. Today we are looking at Instagram. So here on Instagram, you have the 5 main icons. You have the news feed, just like Facebook, where you'll find images from the Instagrammers you are following. So this is my news feed. All of these images form my news feed. Then you have Explore. As on the previous slide, this is your Explore page. And then when you click on this icon, this is where you're taking a picture or you're uploading a picture, or you're taking a video or uploading a video, which is already existing on your cell phone. Then you have the heart icon, and this is your notification. So you see who's followed you, liked, or commented on your images. And then you have this little camera icon, your profile, so you can check out your bio, followers, those who are following, and all your those who you are following, and all your pictures. So let's look at my profile, just to give you an idea of what my bio looks like. And the internet seems to have lost. Apologies, my laptop seems to have frozen. Okay, we can continue with the presentation. And again, there's an idea of all the filters you can use. So how can you use Instagram? For cause awareness, Instagram is a highly engaged community. Your nonprofit will likely receive more Instagram likes than Facebook likes and Twitter retweets combined. And it's a community that is very responsive to nonprofits images and videos that foster social good. So you can use Instagram to report live. When reporting live from an event or on the field or from events and conferences, be ready to use Instagram to capture moments and events in real time through photos and video. Also, always be sure to include a short caption like other social networks, inspirational quotes and powerful stats significantly increase engagement. When the event is over, you can convert the images into a web-based slideshow. So it's about this idea of real time. Be at the conference uploading images immediately. I must say, right now already, yes, Instagram is a data heavy tool, but in the long run, it is worthwhile if you are reporting live at a specific event or conference. So you can also share screenshots of photos. Unfortunately, Instagram does not allow you to copy images. So if I click on this, it's going to save the image as a .html. You are not allowed to download images off Instagram. So bear that in mind if you see something that you like and if you want to have this image for yourself, what you can do is take a screenshot of the image with your phone. Many of our smartphones today have the capability of being able to take a screenshot of your current image. Then add hashtags to captions and like the photos of others. So nonprofits that consistently use hashtags on Instagram have twice as many followers as those that don't. Instagram users regularly monitor hashtags, thus enabling your nonprofit to gain more exposure to potential new followers. In addition to your event and cause awareness campaign hashtags, your organization should also monitor and use the hashtags that are most popular on Instagram. So Instagram has hashtags such as hashtag Insta, hashtag daily, hashtag Friday following, hashtag Man Crash Monday, and so on and so forth. Use those, okay, except for Man Crash Monday, use those hashtags as a way of generating more interest in your campaign. So people that are clicking on those hashtag Insta Daily, for example, are more likely to see your image on their Explore page. Then you want to use third-party Instagram apps. There are a number of third-party Instagram apps worth experimenting with, such as Statigram, Copygram, Flippagram. In addition to Slidergram and Flippagram, your NGO should explore Statigram for tracking your Instagram analytics, which allows you to print your Instagram photos, good for volunteer appreciation gifts and as a fundraiser at events. So you can also create collages of images. These are all nice ways that you can present your images. Then share at least one image a day. Don't just be on Instagram and be the person flipping through all the endless images. Be the person that takes an image and uploads it and shares it with their community. just to give you an example of the hashtags, it's also very good to use to hashtag your location, because people that are South African, they want to look at photos that are South African. Hashtag beauty, hashtag talent. Yes, they seem very literal, but that is what people are hashtagging. That is what people are looking for. So when you are doing the hashtags, be as literal as you want. It doesn't matter. And then, of course, share your images. Share an image a day. The likelihood of your followers following growing is doubled if you are liking, commenting, and following. So you are engaging your audience. So let's just see if it's going to play nice now and open my profile. The internet seems to be very slow on my side. Anyway, we continue with the presentation. So here are 6 ways that an NGO can use Instagram. Number 1, as I mentioned earlier, you are not allowed to use website addresses in a post. So what you can do is make it visible on an image on an image that you have uploaded. So Oxfam America over here have created this image, and they've inserted their website address on the image. While it's not clickable, it is still there. You are still promoting your website, you are still promoting your organization. So this is another interesting way, another way of getting around the fact that you are not able to share URLs, but it's in your face. People are seeing it. $80 can provide 100 emergency health kits for families in need. So here is a nice way to share information, to share your website address. Then the next one, promote your text to give campaigns. So many of us may be using the short, what they call USSD, so short codes for getting people to donate or to donate money to a specific campaign. So you can create an image and use this as part of your campaigning efforts on Instagram. So here, help us help dogs like Ricky Bobby and all animals this holiday season. Text love to 20222. Another interesting way of sharing your information on text. If you think back to the slide that we at the beginning, where we spoke about Instagram not allowing you to have URLs on, and about the information is short, and people that the majority of users are actually capturing the information, capturing the content, even though they're just flipping through information, flipping through images. This way you are able to get your content across in a quick, easy, simple way by way of an image. Then launch a hashtag fundraising campaign. So you can promote your hashtag by creating an image with your hashtag on it. So Oceana over here have created hashtag 5 for the oceans, and most likely they've asked and encouraged all of their followers and their following on other platforms to use the hashtag 5 for the oceans. Then promote fundraising events. It's clear and it's simple. It's your invitation. So create an image with all the information of your event and post it as an image. Again, unfortunately, you can't share that. People can't download it, but if they've liked it, they've seen it, so they'll remember. Save the date, 8th annual charity ball. It's another nice way of sharing your information. Then offer promotional discounts. It's so clear, 50% off bracelets with code I love boobies. Nice breast cancer awareness campaign. And it's short information. It's not an overload of content. There's not a whole lot of things happening. It is quick to the point, and people will most likely feel like actually participating and having a look. And then another nice way of using your Instagram is to say thank you to your donors. And what you can most likely do is find your donors on the platform, and have them and tag them and saying thank you within the caption of the post. So nonprofits are in a unique position to make the most of their social media. So, unlike other businesses, they promote positive social change while making people feel good about the impact they are making on the world. So, here with Instagram, you have a way of visually presenting what you are doing, a visual way of showing people what you are doing within your community. So nonprofits are perfectly wedded to social media platforms, which bring people together across vast distances and bridge divides that once kept people apart. Today, I'm presenting this presentation from the Netherlands. For many of you, you are in the Southern Hemisphere, so hi from our hot Netherlands. That's how social media, that is how technology has brought us together. Today, we live in an inspiring time when technology is reorganizing our global society in ways that could soon put an end to some of humanity's biggest problems. We have a way of, we have a positive way of enabling this by the work that we do, by showing off the work that we do. And the internet is still not playing nice, as I would still like to show you an example of a campaign that has been very successful, that is, and of campaigns that are very successful. My apologies, everyone. Doesn't seem to be working. So that is Instagram in a nutshell. Next week, together with our presentation on YouTube, we will also be looking at Flickr, which is a a photo database website. So we'll be going into detail as to how you can use Flickr. And for those of you who joined on the blogging webinar, I will show you how you can use your images as a carousel on your blog. So stay tuned for that for next week. For now, we move on to LinkedIn. So, LinkedIn is an online social network for business professionals. It's different than other social networking sites like MySpace and Facebook because it's designed specifically for professional networking, finding a job, discovering sales leads, connecting with potential business partners, rather than simply making friends or sharing media like photos, videos, and music. So, how is it different? So, you can think of Facebook as a social and casual platform for family and friends, while Twitter is public communication. So, you can think of you how we share communications like today I had chocolate and I loved it, or tomorrow I am going to Amsterdam. I'm going to spend the day in Amsterdam. I'm looking forward to it. So, it's a space where for anyone who will listen to you. Now, LinkedIn, on the other hand, is specifically a professional network and brand. It is for professionals and colleagues. So you do not want to be posting selfies. You do not want to be sharing what you had for lunch. And you also do not want to be sharing what you will be doing for tomorrow. It is specifically built around your career, around what you've been doing, your years of experience, and so on. So why LinkedIn? It has over 120 million members in over 200 countries and territories. While Facebook has 750 million users, many professionals prefer to use it exclusively for personal purposes. However, 61% of people surveyed use LinkedIn for professional networking compared to 22% for Facebook and 4% for Twitter. Professionals who are already using Twitter can set up their LinkedIn updates to appear in their Twitter feed and vice versa. So the two networks also complement each other. So LinkedIn is also a way to stay informed about your professional contacts and industry. You can find like-minded individuals and share information and knowledge. It is a great information and knowledge sharing space. So you can also become the thought leader in around a specific topic, around specific topics of interest in the work that you do. So especially if you are an organization that prepares research and conducts research, rather, you can LinkedIn is a good space to share your research with the industry that is specifically looking at your topic, and you know you are sharing it with professionals, with professional contacts and industries. So it has value to members. It's about creating your identity, creating networks, and sharing knowledge. It helps professionals stay connected or to reconnect with people they already know, as well as to get to know new people. So it also provides opportunities for professionals to exchange knowledge and resources and be part of a broader network of people with similar interests. So how can LinkedIn help you as an NGO? So here you are able to build a presence and tell your story. You can research and recruit relationships and engage with key audiences. As a freelancer, I cannot tell you how many job opportunities I've received based on um, my LinkedIn profile. So people are just looking for a volunteer or a freelancer based on my experience and the work that I do. People have found me on LinkedIn and contacted me and actually said, okay, I like what I'm seeing on your profile. Are you available? And so on. So it's a very nice space to profile your skills and your experience in the working world. So a benefit for us as NGOs, it increases your social influence. You can educate and tell your story, build strategic relationships, connect with donors and volunteers, and find board members and funders. So you can also then create a company page, what we call a company page. Create a company page where you would then upload your organization, upload your organization as a company. Unfortunately, it's called a company. Forgive me, the internet is really, really slow, and one would think I'm in Europe. So over there we have companies, groups, Pulse, education, SlideShare, online learning. We would fall under the companies category. So you, as an NGO, you would create a company page for yourself where you can also then add status updates, post job opportunities, post news, post people that you've hired. You can post tweets and you can create blog posts. So the top 3 tips for nonprofits. It's about strengthening your professional brand, build and engage your network, and build your organization's brand and find talent. So, in strengthening your professional brand, LinkedIn today aggregates news that other professionals are sharing on LinkedIn and Twitter. So through this, you are able to stay up to date with industry and share relevant articles or links with the connections and followers. So you as an NGO can also then share your content, share your resources, share your research, and upload it as a blog post to your LinkedIn profile. Then you want to build and engage your network. So nonprofit organizations and professionals can use LinkedIn search capabilities to find organizations or people with specific skills, expertise, experience, or connections. So having a well-developed profile makes it easier to be found by other nonprofits, professionals, companies, journalists, and LinkedIn users seeking similar information. So through this, you want to build your network. You want to make more connections and contacts within the same industry, the same interests that your organization is interested in. Then build your organization's brand and find talent. Finding talent on LinkedIn is an effective way to recruit employees and volunteers. So human resource staff can use LinkedIn to recruit individuals with the desired skills, review candidates' profiles, or identify mutual connections to ask for feedback about candidates. So if you are looking for a specific type of person to join your organization, you can actually go onto LinkedIn, do a search with that type of skill set that you're looking for, and find the perfect candidate based on your search. So as with other social media platforms, it is important to determine what your goals are, especially in terms of your digital campaigning efforts. We've gone through Twitter, we've gone through Facebook, we've gone through blogging, But now it's about we've got all of these social media platforms at our fingertips, but now it's about determining what our goals are, determining would it be worth my while investing my efforts on this platform. So the same applies with LinkedIn. You want to determine what your specific goals are for being active on this platform. So is it advocacy? Is it fundraising? Is it connecting with experts? Or is it about relationship building? So these are things that you as an organization will think about and discuss as a team. As a team, you will also then ask your employees to develop and use their participation on LinkedIn to help further the work of the organization. So LinkedIn is primarily set up for people to post and connect as individuals, but since the employee's profile will appear when someone looks for the organization where they work, the individual profile is already linked to the employer. So again, coming back to this idea that your LinkedIn profile is specifically built around being a professional space and not personal, you are now a representative of your organization. So you want to also then portray and give the best profile of yourself as an individual. And by that, you are already that is already the fact that you are associated with that particular organization and doing the work that you do, you already are a professional. So social media has blurred the boundaries between professional and personal life. But creating explicit guidelines about how the organization and employees will use LinkedIn can make it mutually advantageous. So the individual employees will benefit from professional development and networking and increase their own visibility while helping the organization achieve its own goals. So you can become an advocate as an individual, an advocate for your organization as an individual for your organization on LinkedIn. So as nonprofit professionals can also use LinkedIn to position themselves and the organization as industry thought leaders by answering questions on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a feature that allows you to have question and answers, and there's also groups. There are millions and millions of groups on LinkedIn that you can request to join. So starting or participating in LinkedIn groups, posting presentations and promoting webinars, speaking engagement and other events boost your organization's reputation. So this all speaks to what are your organization goals and what do you hope to achieve while being active on LinkedIn. So now that you've determined what you'd like to achieve on LinkedIn, you want to start leveraging on your current network. So what LinkedIn does, it allows you to go and look for connections. So you can look by importing your email database, by searching. So as you complete your profile, when you create your profile on LinkedIn, it will ask you if you'd like to import your friends from your email address. What it will also do is look at your alumni. So in completing your profile, you are also saying that you attended, for example, the University of Johannesburg. The University of Johannesburg already exists as a group on LinkedIn. You can then also search for other alumni that are on LinkedIn that belong to the University of Johannesburg. Then also, of course, your family and past colleagues, and then business contacts who are, of course, your professional network. So you want to create your LinkedIn profile. On LinkedIn, you have your personal profile. This appears as an online resume. It allows you to take control of your online personal brand. So here you want to really sell yourself, so to speak, sell your expertise, sell your experience, sell that which you are a expert in. So a new feature is also volunteer experience. This is nice to have as nice to complete rather, because people will see what you've volunteered, what kind of volunteer work you've participated in or you've conducted or that you've done. And then, of course, connections and recommendations. This is also a very nice feature, the recommendations feature, because this allows people to see where others believe your expertise to be in. I just wanted to check that. So I would like to show you my profile, but unfortunately. Wendell, I may ask at the end of the session that you possibly show us your profile page just for us to have a look at um, a real-time page. As
Sure,
the,
no
in,
problem.
the internet is really not playing nice with me.
We all have those days.
I'm actually scared to go away from this one because at least this page is open and you have an idea of what it looks like. LinkedIn, the LinkedIn newsfeed page, and I have Wi-Fi on, so I don't understand. But anyway, let's continue. So when you complete your LinkedIn profile, you need to register and create a profile page. So during registration, you'll be asked for your basic personal information such as name, email address, location, current employer, and where you went to university. Then you will be prompted to fill out more detailed information on your profile page. This does seem quite time consuming, but once you see your complete page, you will understand how beneficial it is for you. It actually really is. Um, LinkedIn has really become a space where you can be recruited, where um, agents, where uh, recruitment agencies are actually looking for people on LinkedIn instead of looking on recruitment database websites such as PNet or Career Junction and so on. I've been approached by recruitment agencies via LinkedIn asking, saying they've seen my profile on LinkedIn and if I'd be interested in a specific position. So your network, if you look at the screen, connections and recommendations, your network, your connections, based on the work that you've done, um, based on based on the work that you've done with that company or organization, and a connection from another organization can actually go and give a recommendation to you. So, for example, when Dell likes my work in social media, so she can go onto LinkedIn and give me a recommendation, saying Nicole is skilled in social media, Nicole is skilled in facilitation, and so on. So again, just around your personal profile, it will eventually look like a professional resume. The focus is on employment and education history. So it's got nothing to do about your hobbies and favorite movies and your favorite foods and your interests and so on. It's it's really based around your professional resume, about your professional career history. So to fill out your profile page, you'll begin by creating separate entries for each of your current and former jobs. So job title, employer, industry, date, and a short description of what the job entailed rather. Education experience works the same way. You'll create separate education entries for every institution you attended after high school. Again, most likely all of those institutions are already listed on LinkedIn. So as soon as you add, I attended University of Johannesburg, you will see that you can actually add alumni from the University of Johannesburg. In my case, I also studied at Quirk Education. I done a short course through Quirk Education. I've listed this, and their profile thus is connected to my name. So this is how you will build your online resume. Um, Education entries also include a school's name. So even as far back as your high school, okay, maybe not as far back for many of us, for some of us rather, your degree earned, your years attended, awards that you've won, and so on. LinkedIn will use all of this employment and education history later on to help you search out former and current colleagues and classmates, as I've said. Employment and education history are the basics of the profile page. You can also fill out a summary, which is a short description of your professional experience and skills, and post a profile picture. There's also a section to list any websites that you associate to, or that you've worked on, or that you've previous companies, for example, as well. So, Wendell, if it's possible that you could perhaps share my profile page, my LinkedIn profile, just as an example for everyone to see what a LinkedIn profile page uh, looks like. If you could perhaps help in a few. If
Sure,
you can
let's
pull that up, just you can use
sure.
my page. It is complete.
I actually was looking at the World Wildlife Fund, but let's search for Nicole.
Sorry.
There's me. No, that's okay. I was looking at other things as well to see what we could find. So here we go. There you are, Nicole. In 2 seconds. There we go.
Okay, awesome. Thank you, Wendell. Okay, it's just loading over on my side. Okay, so over there you can see my title over there is freelance writer, editor, content manager. As a I'm self-employed, so I've had to give a description of my previous history, the companies I've worked for, um, the platforms I've worked on, and the different technology and platforms that I've used in my years, in my experience. Below that, you'll see that I worked at APSA, I've worked at Sangonet, and I've worked at Women's Net. All of these organizations are also already on on LinkedIn as a platform, and so they already are connections of mine. If you look on the right, you'll see Wendell and I. Sorry, Wendell. Oh, no, no, no. Okay, stop. It's fine. You can see the current websites. As I mentioned, I spoke about websites. You can see websites that I've worked on with as a team, which is a project at APSA. So you can also then create little on teams for projects on LinkedIn. Then my skill set for which people have given have you, as I said, recommendations. So people have given their recommendation of my top skills, that I'm skilled in proposal writing, project management, community development, and social media, etc. So after this presentation, I think I'm going to get a lot of job um, requests based on my skills. um, but if you can just scroll up a little, Wendell. Sorry,
Mhm.
you are my helper, my little
No,
helper
that's
for
okay.
today.
Where would you like me to stop?
I'll tell you on the right, where you are able to see how you and I are connected, that we are
Hmm.
first level connections, and who are also in common with us. We have three people that are in common with us. We have one, okay, just stop there. um, So how Wendell and I are connected. There are three skills and expertise which we have in common. We have one location in common, which I assume would be Johannesburg. Um, and then company would be either yes. Whoa, okay. I would have thought Oxfam or Sangonet.
No, we
um,
both work at ABSA Foundation.
but that's also a nice way that LinkedIn shows you how you are actually connected to someone, and um, potential if that skills and expertise, okay, this is a nice, we are international development in the NGO sector, therefore we have something in common, and I can discuss a certain issue with Wendell because based on this, I know that I can, because she's an expert in international development, I know that I can contact Wendell and yeah, and start a conversation with her. Thank you, Wendell.
Pleasure. Would you
Can
like
go back to my screen for now.
clicks? There we go.
Dankjewel, ja.
Plus the
So then we also have the non-profit company page. Wendell, sorry again, but maybe you can, in a little while, I'm just so you can get it ready, maybe you can have the WWF page ready for us to have a look at shortly. Um, but this is also the company page. This is also how you as an organization would represent yourself. It gives you an organizational overview. Supporters can follow you. You can see employees of the organization, and then you can also see Twitter and blog feeds and have a summary of data. So okay, if we can flip over to that page, Wendell.
We have World Wildlife Fund up.
Okay, thank you so much. So yes, there at the we have a banner image which they've used. They have their logo firstly, which obviously is then their branding. As part of their branding, they have 201 to 500 employees, and that would be worldwide. They have 33,955 followers, and that is on LinkedIn. So you would literally then just do a search on LinkedIn and it will come up and you can just follow the organization. Then they have a brief summary, an organization overview of who they are, what they do. They operate in 100 countries and are supported by 1.2 million members in the United States and 5 million globally, and so on. And then specialities, and then of course their website, their headquarters, industry. So all of the organization information that one would expect and one would like to know about a company, about the organization. And then, as I mentioned, there's a recent they have recent updates. So they, as a company, they are creating blog posts. They are creating posts on LinkedIn. This is useful as a way to share your information, as a way to share your research or any kind of organization information that you've collected that you want to share with your constituents, with your followers, with anyone for that matter. This is the space where you would want to do it. And then on the right, you can see people that are there. You can also see organizations who are similar to World Wildlife Fund, and you can then also follow that organization. World Wildlife Fund also has a group. You can request to join their group. So yeah, you can actually click on that, Wendell, and unfortunately you have to request permission to join a group. So the administrator of the group will give permission to join the group. And this takes most likely less than 24 hours. Oh, there was an unexpected problem. Okay, well, what happens is what usually happens is you are then taken to a screen that says your request has been sent, and you will receive a notification email saying that your request has been received and that you will receive response shortly. And then back to my screen. Thanks, Wendell.
Pleasure.
I'm still trying. I'm still trying. Okay. So yes, as we just tried to do now, you can join groups and join groups associated with your cause, subsector, professional interests. And then you can add value to discussions. So this is the space where you would actually participate in forum discussions. This is also the space where if you are following this group and the group is looking for a person with a specific skill set within that specific sector, they would then be able to post the job opportunity on the group, and because you are all in the same industry, you all have the same interests, that the likelihood of somebody applying with the candidate applying with the exact skill set is very high because you are all operating in the same sector. You can use your group to find potential collaborators and connections. So groups again are a nice way to participate in conversation around a specific topic um, that is of interest to everyone. So you don't have to fall around and try and find the hashtag to participate in a conversation. Here you are already a part of a group that is operating with your cause, subsector, or professional interests. Then, unfortunately, sorry, Wendell. I need your screen again. We also have what is LinkedIn Pulse. Now, LinkedIn Pulse, if we can
Do you
share.
want my screen or you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Yes. Okay. You want me to go to your profile?
No. So on your profile, so on LinkedIn, we have, on LinkedIn, you have home, the tabs at the top, you have home, profile, connections, jobs, and interests. So under profile, this is where you'll complete your profile. Under connections is where you will add connections. We've went through this earlier when we created a profile, where you create your profile. So this is where you can actually add connections by importing your email contacts, or you can actually look at other people's connections based on who they are following, and then also they find alumni. And then if you go to the jobs tab, this is where you can post a job opportunity or you can look for jobs. Okay, it's still hanging on my side. But then under interests, you will find Pulse. You will find companies, groups, Pulse, education, SlideShare, and online learning. Now we've spoken about companies. We've looked at the World Wildlife Fund. Groups we've looked at as well. Now Pulse is a new it's a new app that has been built into LinkedIn. It is about news on the go, news updates on the go. So Pulse today powers a lot of content you see on LinkedIn's homepage feed. Pulse content is also delivered to millions of users every week via their email digest. So for those of you who are on LinkedIn, you may be receiving an email every week with a list of news headlines, with a link to go and read the post. And perhaps most interestingly, Pulse also has its own organic content. So this is content that users themselves have created. So you, with your individual profile, or you as an organization, you as a company, can actually go and publish a post. Thanks to this platform, over 130,000 unique original articles are now being published every week in the LinkedIn Pulse ecosystem. Through this work, Pulse has emerged as one of the fastest growing products on LinkedIn. So in the top right hand corner, you see publish a post. So if you have news content that you think you would like to share with your networks, you can go and share it on LinkedIn Pulse. And as I've mentioned, it has over 130,000 unique original articles posted every day. So you can add an image. For those of you who joined in our webinar on blogging last week, you will remember how easy it is to actually create a blog post. Well, LinkedIn has done the exact same thing by allowing you to add your content that you believe as an organization is of importance to your users, or to your followers rather. You can actually then go and upload an image, write your headline, and copy or write it immediately, or copy and paste from your Word document. And it's as simple as clicking save and publish. So this is a really nice tool for you to be able to share to your connections, to share with your users, with your followers, and your professional constituents and stakeholders and funders and donors, all of whom you are following or who are following you on LinkedIn. Thank you, Wendell. Thank you. Back to my screen. So this is LinkedIn in a nutshell. There are some, as I mentioned numerous times, LinkedIn is about being professional. So we are no longer on this in this personal space of Facebook with our selfies and so on. It is a professional space where you want to sell your professional skills and expertise. So there are some considerations to be made when you are active on LinkedIn. So there's some LinkedIn etiquette. So after you connect with someone, send a follow-up message. It doesn't matter who sent the original request. If you acknowledge the connection, it deepens the potential. So what LinkedIn does is it will make when Dal has requested to connect with you on LinkedIn, I would click access or deny from the email, and which will take me to the LinkedIn platform. And if once I've clicked accept, Wendell and I will now be connections on LinkedIn. So what this image is saying to us is it doesn't matter if Wendell invited me or if I invited Wendell. One of us needs to make a connection by actually introducing ourselves or actually sending a message. This is now actually creating and starting this relationship, now to start building the relationship. It should not just be you are a connection and that's where the buck stops. Now you actually want to start the conversation. Then no spam, please. When you post or send InMail, InMail is the mailing system on LinkedIn. It is literally like your inbox or your Facebook Messenger. So your InMail goes directly to your email. You will receive it as a personal email in your email box if you have set it up as such. But InMail, when you post or send email, always ask yourself first if you are offering a genuine benefit to the recipient. If it's all about you, think of a way to improve the content so you both get something out of it. And never export connections to other databases outside LinkedIn. So stay within the parameters of LinkedIn. Don't just go, many times you find that people will just send you an email directly or contact you via cell phone if you've shared your cell phone number on LinkedIn. You want to stay within the confines of LinkedIn for once you've for the purposes of just introducing yourself, and do not spam them. Also, you don't want to send a bulk email where you can actually see all the people whom you've sent the email to. We've all possibly made that mistake of send to all and reply to all. So be wary of this, and no spam. So think about the content of your email. So nothing personal, but your personal life belongs on Facebook. Save the details on LinkedIn and keep things professional. We've gone over this numerous times on the session. It's about being professional. Keep it professional. Don't share what you had for lunch. You don't want to share where you're going tomorrow. You also don't want to share your partying and drinking of the night before. So keep it professional. And then no lurking allowed. If it may seem easy to follow everyone else's posts, but you get out of LinkedIn what you put in it. So make an effort to join the conversation. So don't be the quiet. If for those of you who joined in on Twitter, you'll find that some of us are just the lurkers that just read all the posts, same like on Instagram for that matter, where you're just looking at images and maybe just liking. But on LinkedIn, you are encouraged to post. You are encouraged to join in the conversation. Also, something to note about LinkedIn is that it also lets you know that someone has looked at your profile. It shows you who has been viewing your profile. So if you are if you are stalking someone, this is not the space to do it, because they will know by name and image who exactly has been viewing your profile. So be wary. And then nurture your network. If you want your relationships to grow, put a bit of effort in it. Download the Connected app for iPhone and say congratulations whenever something important happens. So what you'll see on LinkedIn is on your homepage, you'll see updates of someone has gotten a new job, or someone has got a promotion within their company. When you see this, congratulate them. So on LinkedIn, instead of liking, it says say congrats. So it's as simple as clicking say congrats, and this then appears on their timeline or on as a comment on their post. So you want to say thank you. You want to just start a conversation. You want to say interesting post, interesting content you've shared, whatever the case may be, but open the conversation and engage your users. Don't let it stop there. Don't let it just be now a connection, but start the conversation and engage your users. And thank you. That is the end of our presentation on LinkedIn and Instagram. Do we have any questions? Unfortunately, I had lots to show you on the actual LinkedIn platform, and my internet decided not to play nice. So my apologies for that. But yes, questions.
Hi, Nicole. There are two questions. I'm just sharing the question page so you can have a look at them.
Okay. Is the LinkedIn page of an organization like a personal LinkedIn profile? Is the structure the same? So, Asia, no. As you may have seen on my profile, my LinkedIn profile serves more as a resume. It is all of my past experience, my all of my skills. It speaks more to myself as an individual. The the organization page is what they call a company page. If you remember, Wendell showed us the World Wildlife page. So you will have to create a company page, um, and you as an individual will link to your company page. You will actually say that you are an employee of the organization. So no, they are not the same. The structure is also not the same. If you think of the World Wildlife page, you had the banner, you had 201 to 500 employees. It said 22,000, I think, or 33,000 followers. It provided the headquarters, the website address, and all of your organization information. So it's specific, and it also shows you who the employees are. So for the individual profile, if you've connected to your company, it will actually list you as an employee on your organization page. Yeah, I hope that answered you. Another question about Instagram. Is it possible to have more accounts on the mobile app like Twitter, or is it necessary to use a tool as Hootsuite or similar? So I have not actually come across a platform that allows you to use to manage Instagram on a different on a platform like TweetDeck or Hootsuite. I'll look into that, but we are also looking into TweetDeck and Hootsuite as one of our webinars later in the series later on. So stay tuned for that. But yes, so with Instagram, you have to what you can do. What I done in previous occasions, I've had to jump between the two accounts that I was managing, and that meant actually having to um, log into each separate account. Unfortunately, you cannot manage multiple accounts from the mobile app like with Twitter. So no, you have to have two different. So in my case, I have my individual Instagram, and I log in with my Facebook account details. When I managed a social media campaign, I had to log in with the Facebook login details of that campaign on Instagram. So you are not able to manage two platforms at once. You have to log in separately, log in each time on Instagram. Mandy, is it possible to have a personal account and a work account on one phone? So again, there we have. So Mandy, if you are managing your organization's page, you would same like with Facebook, you would have to go into your Facebook page via your personal profile. So you can create the individual profile page, but you will also create the organization page. As I mentioned to Asia above, they are two separate things. So you can manage them from your phone. You would just have to flip between the two. I wish there's a way I could actually show you. I will actually put that up on the blog as a screenshots for you on the blog, because I'm not able to show you. Any other questions?
I think was Moya had their hand up. I don't know if there was a question from the team. It was
Wendell,
Moya.
I'm just chatting to them now. They're having some technical difficulties and they're not getting any sound. So I'm busy on the side trying to figure
Okay.
that out. So it wasn't actually a question.
Okay.
Okay.
Thanks, Nick. And Nicole, I was really interested. So just to clarify in terms of who can use Instagram, so you have to have a smartphone to be able to use Instagram. Is that correct?
That's correct. You have to have a smartphone, so your iPhone, your Nokia Lumia, your Samsung 4, all of those allow you to use Instagram. It needs to be, yeah, it has to be a smartphone.
And then there is an app you can get for your LinkedIn profile to also log in on your phone.
That's right. You just go to your, I think on Samsung and others, it's your Google Play Store. And on iPhone, it will be your App Store, and you just type in the name of the platform, LinkedIn, and you would download it. Yeah.
I was quite interested to hear when you were chatting about Instagram initially that it's a much more friendly space, and that there's a lot less cases of cyberbullying and some of the mean and nasty comments that I think come through on Facebook and Twitter. So I thought that was a really encouraging thing to see that they're positive platforms where people are interested in issues.
That's the nice thing about Instagram, is that because content is so fast, it is about images. You generally find people, you hardly find people posting ugly pictures, for example, unless it's somebody
Mm,
that's really joking, or this is their. I mean, not everybody's about work. Not everybody's doing. Um, Posting images about work. It's obviously in the individual capacity, so they post images which are funny,
mm,
jokes and so on. and
mm,
and unless you're doing jokes, then you're not going to find nasty images or images that are intentionally meant to hurt someone, unless that is the that is what they want to
mm,
do to their friends or so on. But for us in the work that we do, it is considered a much friendlier space, because people have a nicer way of showing the work that they are doing, a nicer
mm,
display. um, if you on Instagram, Wendell, perhaps you can.
mm,
I wanted to actually show. Last week we used, or the week before on Twitter, we actually done hashtag Cecil the Lion, and on Instagram I wanted to show everyone the type of images that are posted. Um, where up until an hour ago, maybe even minutes ago, people are still showing, um,
is
sharing
it?
images. So if you just go to instagram.com.
I think I've got it. I can't actually get it on mine because I'm not a Mac user.
What's that?
I'm not a Mac user. Oh, I
Oh,
can.
yeah, you can. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I don't
Okay.
know. I can't remember my password.
Oh dear. And
Oh,
that's why Instagram for desktop is also so annoying, because it doesn't even allow you to search right now. We can't even actually search for images. It's so limited. The desktop version is so limited that we can't even actually do a simple search even while you're not logged in. Um,
mm,
I'll, I'll just send everyone links on the share links with everyone on the blog, because Cecil the Lion is still, up until today, is still trending, if I can use that word, on on Instagram as a hashtag. Um,
mm,
but yes, people are still posting lovely things about it, and using hashtag Cecil the Lion. And
mm,
whatever topic of interest is happening that is newsworthy, that is, if you look at Twitter, the same kind of hashtags that are being used on Twitter are also being used and carried through on Instagram. So especially around this idea of covering events and being in the
mm,
real time. So you use the same hashtags as you would on Twitter on Instagram as well, and in so doing you create this little world of your own on Instagram that is specific to your event. So if people would be searching hashtag Oxfam in Access, they're going to find everything that is specific to this digital influencing webinar series. It's a nice way of collecting everything and making sure everything stays in one space, I guess.
mm, mm. Well, I
But
was thinking a
yeah.
lot of the partners that we work with, events like World Water Day, say for instance, you could post pictures from your community events, challenges
Exactly.
in your communities in terms of access to water, and then I was also thinking probably also infographics you could use
Yes.
quite effectively on Instagram as well to put your message across.
Yes, absolutely. And those are possibly the best way to use, the best space to use infographics, because people will stop and read what the content contained in the image. I
Mm,
just want to say again around Instagram images, the data usage. If you're going to be covering an event and you are going as the rapporteur of your organization, perhaps discuss beforehand the cost, the cost implications, because it is the downside, and the downside of Instagram is that it is images, it is videos, so it is heavy. It is not very cost effective in this regard. So if you're going to cover an event, maybe discuss beforehand that they would cover a certain amount of your data bill or so on,
mm,
because that
mm.
is something worth mentioning. um, but
So,
yeah,
so it was quite interesting. So, I don't know who was at, I think there are a few attendees that are on the webinar today that were also at the event that we held in November last year. So this is the blog site that we created, and on the side here you can
let's see
see
the
is the
Instagram.
Facebook account, and the Twitter feed, and then at the bottom is also some of the images from the Instagram. So you can click on each of the individual images and see some of the stuff that's happened. So some of it was posted as Access DBN, which was the name of the event,
Brilliant.
and then some people were tagged in it, and different people liked it, and there was a nice little descriptor as well in terms of what was going on. So
Yeah,
it's a nice reflection back on the event, as
yeah.
well as a searchable hashtag that you can search on Instagram as well.
And looking at that page, that blog, it's a nice roundup of all of the content of the entire event. It's just a very nice wrap up. Nice one.
Mm. And I think like for World AIDS Day or 16 days of activism in terms of at the end of in December, November,
Yes,
December, those kind of periods of time where you're doing a campaign over 2 or 3 weeks, I'm sure it would also actually be quite effective in
absolutely.
building some momentum around your campaign.
Absolutely. If you can maybe just share my screen again quickly. I just want to show this one slide again. Um, Thanks, Rendell. The best ways for NGOs to be using Instagram and how quickly you can actually share. So this was launch a hashtag fundraising campaign, um, and sorry, save the date. So promote fundraising events, offer promotional discounts, and thank your donors. Exactly like you're saying, Wendell, well ahead of the 16 days of activism or World AIDS Day, 1st of December, you can actually start creating excitement, gain momentum as the weeks go by sharing this every week. And it's also, again, as you mentioned, the infographics. This is a great way to start building excitement around an event, because you're already starting this, you're building this into your marketing campaign, into your digital campaigning efforts. So yeah, I just wanted to remind everyone of this, and how you can actually start promoting your events ahead of time. Yep. Thanks, Wendell.
Okay, well, I did manage to log in quickly. I must have remembered my password. Fancy that.
Nice.
So I did a quick search for World AIDS Day, say for instance, and there was quite a few other hashtags as well. So say for
Yes,
instance, you can add a year so that it's more searchable, and
exactly.
these are the types of images that have come up for World AIDS Day
And you
that
can
people might
And what's
like
great there, you can already see 73,000 people um, have already contributed using that hashtag. So you want to also then make sure that you're including, even if you create a hashtag, hashtag World AIDS Day DBN, for example, for Durban,
mm,
you can even in your caption with all your list, you can actually add this one as one of your list, to your list of hashtags rather. So you can create one World AIDS Day, DBN, World AIDS, hashtag World AIDS, hashtag World AIDS Day, hashtag World AIDS Day 2015. Unfortunately, on Instagram, it doesn't matter how many characters you have. It's not like Twitter where you are limited. Yeah, you can use as many hashtags as you like. That's also the
mm,
benefit here. So you
mm.
are also just adding to the world amount of pictures with hashtags.
And I also really liked your comment in terms of using LinkedIn, and last week when we talked about blogs, in terms of putting yourself out there as an expert and a professional.
Yes.
And I think many times us as or community-based organizations and non-profit organizations, sometimes we don't recognize the knowledge and the expertise that we have as organizations and as individuals. And I think both of those platforms, in terms of using blogs to put your knowledge out into the public domain, and then also LinkedIn to create a professional profile for your organization, I think is a really nice way to recognize that
Yes,
community-based organizations and the non-profit sector contributes a lot of skills and knowledge
absolutely.
to the global debates.
Absolutely. And we don't have to operate in isolation as it appears.
Mm,
Exactly that we are adding to, you're doing this, we're creating this content, we're creating this research and conducting research, and we have so much, such a wealth of information that we're sitting with that we just can't share, or we just don't know where are the outlets where we can share. And here we have
mm,
these spaces. So
mm,
absolutely, I agree with you.
mm. I think so too.
Yeah.
Are
Great.
there any last questions from anybody in the group? No?
I'm not seeing anything further popping on.
Okay.
Although
Thanks.
I'm going to take this moment to make a little technical announcement. Wasamoya is sorted out in the age-old response to technical problems. Turning it on and off again seems to work. So if anyone in the future gets sound problems, obviously always please send a message my way. But it seems that disconnecting and reconnecting to the webinar, which you can do simply by clicking on the link that you were sent out originally, does often solve some of the problems. So maybe just keep that in mind for future reference.
Thank you. Thank you,
Thanks,
Nick.
Nick. And on to our next webinar.
Ah, you've already added it. Look at you. Flickr. So yes, next week we'll be looking at YouTube and Flickr. So we'll also be looking at, so we're basically looking at YouTube as a video sharing platform, but we'll also be looking at Vimeo and Vine as alternative platforms for video sharing. Um, in addition to the photo sharing, we've done Instagram today, but we thought it would also be nice to add Flickr in there and show you how you can add your Flickr to your uh, WordPress blog as well. So you have this really, really, really rich blog of images and content all together, and video all in one space. So look out for that next week. I look forward to having you all with us.
So we are moving along in our webinar series. So we are at the halfway point. So we've had 5 webinars so far in the 10-part series, and hope to see you all next week on the 20th of August at 2 p.m. So go along and register on the site and put your name down to get those reminders the day before and the hour before. So also just a reminder to go and have a look at the blog and listen to any of the past webinars, and to add any comments or questions that you might have had that come up along the way or pop into your head and you'd like some information on. So feel free to add questions or comments and sign up and have a read through there. And then just a thank you to Nick and to Nicole. It was great. It was really interesting. I learned a lot about LinkedIn and Instagram, and I think I might become a more active Instagrammer. So thanks, Nicole.
Thank you. Thank you, Wendell, and thank you for your tech support on my side as well, especially uh, at such short notice.
No, that's okay. We're both looking at the same things. I was having a quiz around, so I was already on LinkedIn and in Instagram.
Fabulous. Thank you. And enjoy your
Okay.
birthday, Wendell. Have an awesome one.
Oh, thank you very much. And thanks everybody for joining, and we'll see you next week.
Cheers. Bye.
Cheers. Bye.